Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry there was no video yesterday, but serious distractions going on. I've set up some merchandise. It's quite honestly, in today's age with website design and stuff, the Teespring site's a little bit clumsy. It's simplistic, but not necessarily obvious what you're supposed to do all the time. But I've got some things going. I must have spent, I really don't know how many hours trying to find some software to design a logo, and most of them are free. Yeah, and you do all the work, all the design, pictures, fonts, get it all right, get it just how you want it, and then you click download and it says, oh, by the way, you have to pay if you want your logo. So you can design it for nothing, but you're not allowed to have it. Anyway, I eventually got something sorted out, but the big deal is the logo I want is a circle, basically, with everything contained within it. And the trouble is, you get your circle in a square white box. So when you try and use it, it looks naff. So what you need is a transparent background, so that whatever colour that circle is pasted on, the box doesn't show. Right? Faff. Anyway, I found a bit of software that sort of gets rid of the background, or whatever you want to call it. But I've had an offer from one of my viewers, Pix Mahler, who's very active on the Facebook group as well, to have some help, sort of professional help, which I'm going to use. So my logo may change, basically, down the line. At the moment, I'm building the storefront, which is, once that's done and the products are in there, I should be able to put a direct link in the description. I kept wondering why, I kept going onto Google and saying, like, how to actually find out how to get the merchandise on YouTube. And after an awful lot of looking as to what I was supposed to do and where I was supposed to do it, I found out that you can't have that option until you've got 10,000 subscribers. So come on, you guys. Let's get to the 10. That 10 is actually quite important. I mean, I can't do anything to push it. I do my videos, they go up, people watch, people join, you know, some people leave. That's just the way of the YouTube world. But that is a magic number for YouTube when you hit 10,000, because YouTube itself starts pushing you a bit harder and your rate of subscribers goes up at a higher rate than it has been for the whole of your 10,000 period, which can take an awful long time. I mean, I'm not in a hurry, it's not desperate or anything like that. Anyway, so I've had my first sale. That was quick. But basically, the last video I did, the Sunday morning chat on Monday, I don't even know what day it is today, it must be Wednesday, all I could do was edit the description of the video that was already loaded, and most people that were going to watch it had already seen it, and I know there's an awful lot of people never read the descriptions on videos. I know they don't, because they ask questions that are actually answered in the description. Anyway, I will get it organised so that the link to the storefront is automatically in the descriptions from now on, so you can go and have a look. So far I've done a couple of mugs and a phone cover. I did a couple more this morning, but they seem to have got lost somehow and didn't get onto my listings page. They're easy enough to do again, but I want to get the storefront done first, so that whenever I create any more products with the logos on and things, they can go into the storefront, which is then a single place that can go in my description. As far as out here is concerned today, I did nothing out here yesterday, which was naughty, because I should have done my holy clay pots yesterday, but I'll get to that today. Today it's a matter of what's on the floor. My little Orangus up here, those bare sticks, that's decided to dump everything on the floor. This one's about to dump everything on the floor, so that'll be gone soon. Oh, these spikes on the Vanda have pushed on a bit. These are nearly at the stage where we have to get the old clothes pegs on them to start weighing them down, because when I hang that back up, they're going to start getting incredibly close to the roof. What else have we got? My little Cattleya, that's dropping blooms. It's dumped one down there already, so those are going now, so there won't be any Cattleyas in bloom. Well, actually this one's still okay, although it's dropped a few. There's still a few buds to open, so the Miltonia castaneae is going to be around a little bit longer. It looks like my lovely Laelia is going. That spike's on its way out. Now this one won't be far behind it. Strange with this one, most blooms keep their shape and just change colour, go brown and drop. These close and then drop. As I said, it's a matter of what's on the floor today. But anyway, there's plenty more to come eventually, and over here, I'm not going to move it, but my I'll see if I can twist it round slightly without wobbling it too much. The Epidendrum nocturnum has managed to open a bloom. I have to bring the camera out and see if I can get a picture of that. So it's managed to open. I doubt if it's going to hang in there. I expect it will do its party trick and self-pollinate. But the spike on one of the other canes is also pushing a bud as well. And I do believe so is that one, and that's a really old cane. So I think it's getting to the stage now where it's going to be like a perpetual bloomer. And the only thing I could find out when I read up on that was that once it's got enough canes and it can push out several blooms at the same time, they will hang in there. But when it's only ever got sort of one at a time, it tends to self-pollinate almost before it's even open properly. Martin suggested that he read somewhere that if you keep it dry as it comes into bloom, the bloom won't self-pollinate. Well, I got a conflict of interest basically. I kept it drier while that bud was swelling up, but not dry, and the reason it's not being kept dry is it's actually pushing up a new spike, so I don't want to go too mad. I mean, these are not large canes. They wouldn't store a large amount of energy like, say, a Cattleya pseudobulb, so I didn't want to jeopardise my new cane, basically, so I split the difference and watered it every other time. But we've got a bloom open. Yay! And there's no sign of anything else going to come into bloom at the moment. There's quite a lot of the oncidiums have got spikes, the twinkles and sotoanum spikes are pushing on, and Cattleyas have got sheaths. It's just a matter of what they plan to do with them. Are they blind or are they going to push buds? Who knows? So anyway, I'm going to keep this one short today because I've still got, well, I've got some watering to do out here, not a lot, and well, I can see one lot of buds poking out of what looked like a dead sheath. Yeah, so that's one of the types that the sheath dries off completely and looks dead, and then the buds push out the top. So we've got buds coming there, quite a few as well by the looks of it. Goody goody. So yeah, as I say, there are Cattleya sheaths that are doing things, so we will have some more blooms soon. But whatever the date is now, it's going to be everything in bloom on the 8th soon. It's going to be Roger's shortest video by the looks of it. Even my little oh, that's going to be dark, isn't it, in this light. My little Cuthbertsonii cross, even the blooms on that are going now. So and they've been out ages. You can't complain, can you? The Cunico, that's still opening buds. I don't think there's many more buds that I can see to come now. So I think, you know, this is what I'm on about. Most things are on the floor. Some of them need a bit of help. But there's more things going than coming at the moment, that's for sure. And my Hibici's still looking good. Yeah, that's going to last quite a while yet. Although I think I can see a few blooms starting to fade. So Anyway, it's been out a long time. That's all we can, all we can do. And I don't know whether I'm going to be able to show you this, but last time I watered the mounts, I've got some buds coming on something that hasn't bloomed for 3 or 4 years, even though it grows okay. See if I can find one of the canes with buds on without knocking them off. Yeah, we've got a bud on that cane. That's probably out of focus. And now, I don't know whether that's going to be a single flower or whether it will push on into a spike. But I don't want to get the plant down at the moment, but there are other leafless canes with signs of buds coming out. So it's not up here. There's two buds bursting out of that cane. That's on the same plant, even though it's miles away from that cane. It's one of those long dangly things. And that is Dendrobium glomeratum. I will put a pop-up. Blooms along the lines of hibiki, but 3 times as big and a much deeper purple. So we'll have a quick look at the bloom from last time it bloomed, which I'll have a look in my notes and add that to the pop-up, but it's been a long time. Grows a new cane quite frequently, but it just hasn't bloomed for ages. It's not supposed to bloom this time of year, but looks like it's going to have a go. So we'll have that to see, which most people that watch this channel, in fact, that may well have bloomed before I even started doing videos. So nobody's ever seen that one. Well, not in my collection anyway. Okay, I'm going to crack on. As soon as I've got this storefront done, I'm going to hold this video until everything's ready with the merchandise so that I can add it into my permanent part of my description. Obviously there's a bit of the description for each video that I type in each time, but there's also a bit that remains static that I don't type every time. It just gets loaded automatically, and I'll add the storefront into that section so that it's always there. And don't feel obliged to go buying stuff. Have a look at it. If you think you'd like it, then by all means, but don't just get it for the sake of it. It's up there as an option. It's like watching the adverts on the front of the videos. They're always optional, yeah? You know, unless you get an ad at the front of the video that you can't skip. Sorry. But you know, I mean, that helps with my funds to buy plants and look after this place and, you know, get kit and all stuff like that. It's greatly appreciated, and this will be a similar thing. But don't go buying it just for the sake of it. You know, if you like the look of something in the store and you fancy it and you don't think it's ridiculously expensive, I do have a problem with the cost of some of the stuff because there is a base price that I can't change. All I can do is add my bit on the top of it, which I'm going to try and keep that low. I'm not putting that merchandise up there to make loads of money. I'm putting it up there as a, I don't know, like a gesture to hand something back, if you see what I mean, so that you've got something with the channel ID on it to drink your coffee out of or something like that, or stop your phone getting all scratched to pieces, that sort of thing. But don't feel obliged by any means. I've kept my profit down to a very low margin, and I mean low, just a couple of quid on each item. So I've kept the prices as low as I can. Obviously, I'm not giving stuff away, but anyway, that's that. And I haven't got a clue what I'm going to be filming this week because I don't think there's going to be any new blooms open. I think what I might do is the next video, it may not be tomorrow, I might have another gap, I don't know, I have got stuff to do. But my new internet box has arrived, I've got to go and collect that and set the new internet up and make sure that all works. My new phone should arrive today, so I'll have a play with that. First job is see what the camera's like. You know, so I've got other things on the go at the moment, but I think the next thing will probably be the kitchen time session, taking things off of rotten mounts and remounting them on some cork bark. I think that'll be a session, and that needs to be got on with really. One of the ones I want to do is actually the Arengus, and now it's finished blooming because that piece of wood really has had it. Yeah, and I've got 2 plants there, and this time I'm going to separate the 2 plants onto 2 separate mounts. simply because I can never take that to any of the competition tables or anything, because they won't judge it because it's two separate plants. So if I separate them off, at least I get that option. So we will do that. I've got quite a few plants like that. Now some of them are disguised because they've sort of grown in so well together you'd never know it was more than one plant. But on that one it's obvious, so yeah, I'll get that sorted. Yeah, so I think a kitchen session may well be the next one. Sorting out rotten wood, getting the plants off, trying not to rip all the roots to pieces, and remounting them on some bark, some cork bark, which effectively has almost got an indefinite life. You're more likely to lose the plant than before the cork bark. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, that bloom looks gorgeous in the sunshine. Pity it's pointing the wrong way, but yeah, I don't want to. If it self-pollinates, it must be something that happens incredibly easy, and the pollinator must be able to become detached incredibly easily. And as a consequence, I don't want to move the plant at the moment. I just want to leave it where it is, even though it ought. The mounts will actually get watered with the sprayer today. I'm not going to mess about getting them down, but I do have to water the holy clay pots, and I need to do those properly. So I shall crack on, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.